Once on the beach, the dogs ran ahead, arcing across the vast expanse of virgin sand, their tiny dachshund legs working double time as they yap and bound in the shallow waters. They know the routine and lead the way, stopping every once in a while to turn and check, to make sure their pack leader is still in sight. Wren's eyes move steadily across the sun-dappled waters of the bay, glancing back in the direction of the youth hostel and Arthur's hut, where a cluster of disappointed surfers stands at the beachside, clutching their boards as they survey the flat tide. Badger comes to a stop at her feet, raising one paw and patting the scuffed toes of her walking boots. She feels around in her coat pocket and brings out a morsel of chicken to pop in his soft chocolate muzzle, holding up another piece for Willow to see. In a dappled blur, the dog races to join them, kicking up fans of wet sand and spray in her rush for the reward. "Good dogs," Wren says. Stooping to scratch each under the chin, she pats their rears and sends them crazing off along the beach ahead of her. At the rocks, Wren clambers up to the highest pool and sits cross-legged at its edge, peering into the deep waters, running her fingertips along the dense covering of mussels that cling to the sides. She slides the newspaper beneath her as an extra layer against the cold, damp stone, feeling angry at herself for having bought it in the first place. Perhaps she'll just drop it in Arthur's bin on the way back up from the beach, save her taking it home at all. From up here, she has a good view of the horizon, where she sees a small red yacht moving through the water, heading out of sight towards Constantine Bay or Padstow. If she were to stand tall and look back beyond the sand-blown path she walked in on, she would just about make out the faded blue eaves of her own cottage, beyond the rough meadow where the skylarks and swallows fly in springtime. Today, she longs for the gentle warmth of the spring, for the optimistic green shoots of April, the unfurling blooms of May. Up here on the rocks, she is cold to her core, restless and afraid. It's an unwelcome shift in mood, provoked by that headline, she knows, and she curses herself for being taken in by it, for allowing its destructive force access to her placid inner world. She takes out her bird glasses and brings them into focus, scanning the line of the sea from right to left. Further out, a lone bird makes its way inland. It flies with rapid, shallow wing beats, skimming and turning like an overgrown swallow, before it plunge dives into the water, returning to the air moments later. Reaching inside her parka, Wren brings out a notebook and stub of pencil. Balearic Shearwater, she writes on a fresh page, the letters of her brisk scrawl running together. 19th of November, 1994. She studies the page, her heart contracting as she realizes her mistake, and she fumbles with the little pencil, angrily crossing out the year and replacing it with 2014.